When you point out other people's mistakes, all you're doing is pointing out the fact that you're insecure and you're immature. Heck, it's like giving yourself the middle finger. Heck, at that point, you might as well hold up a sign up saying, I'm a loser. People who are secure and mature adults don't need to point out other people's mistakes. In fact, Albert Einstein even proved this.
Albert Einstein was teaching a class and wrote on the board, 9 times 1 equals 9. 9 times 2 equals 18. And he continued all the way up to 9 times 10 equals 91. The class broke out in laughter because Einstein made a mistake. The correct answer to 9 times 10 is obviously 90, not 91. And the students began to make fun of him. Einstein waited for everyone to be silent and then spoke. Despite the fact that I analyzed 9 problems correctly, no one congratulated me. But when I made one mistake, everyone started laughing. This means that even if a person is successful, society will notice even the slightest mistake. So, today's reminder to you is that mistakes are a part of the process. As Einstein once said, the only person who never makes a mistake is someone who does nothing. If you're not following the book, you're probably never going to see us again. But if you are, congrats. You're on a journey of continuous growth. One day, Albert Einstein...
Have you ever noticed every bully you've ever had in your life? They pick on you because they're putting you down to make themselves feel bigger on who they are. Reality, they're mad at themselves. Heck, I remember when I was in high school, one cowboy guy was giving me heck for dressing gothic, saying I wouldn't get very far in life. I would point out how the VR was invented by a gothic person, and he always had an excuse. At the end of the day, I discovered this man enjoyed to drink and drive. I lost all respect for him instantly. Another time, I was at a restaurant, and this very rude lady, who will remain anonymous, she once said to me, Rio only gets 30 seconds to talk because he has a talking problem. And then she went on for 30 minutes about why she doesn't have any friends. For me, I don't do stuff like that because I'm secure of who I am. I know everyone makes mistakes, so I don't point out others. Another time, I met this one guy who loved to point out my mistakes. We were in Rome together, and he would say, Look, I've been here by myself, you haven't. And when he was lost, everyone was making fun of him. Another time, he got in trouble because his office was always dirty, and he would always deflect the blame on someone else. He claimed other people were leaving trash in his office, but he was the only one who had a key. Another time, he got in trouble at the airport for not obeying the rules, for being on his phone, and he claimed he had to be on the phone because, get this, supposedly I lost a thing and he had to make a phone call. I called him out on it. What was the thing, and why couldn't you literally wait 2 minutes? If you have to think about it, it's a lie. Heck, I could go on for hours about how when people point out other people's mistakes, it's just to cover up their own personal insecurities. And that's how I learned to register things as. When people point out my mistakes, I know they're just using it to cover up their own insecurities, their own flaws in life. For me, I'm a mature adult. I'm secure of who I am. I don't need to put other people down to make myself feel bigger. I know I make mistakes, and so do you. And I'm comfortable of who I am. I don't need to be a bully. Now, can you say the same thing?